Hey guys, I just want to chat around an idea today, and that's the idea of mindset and how we can go from a place of hopelessness to hopefulness. A lot of us in this lockdown period, the feedback I've been getting from a lot of my clients is that it's just been such a huge adjustment that they're just not, they just are not able to um, get things done that they're supposed to get done. They are just extremely focused on work. They are just extremely focused on family life. They are just extremely focused on one area because that's all they can currently manage. And it's important that we identify this. So here it is. We've sort of got two parties, right? We've got the side of the mindset of complacency. We've got the mindset of just comfortability, just coping. We've got the mindset here of I don't have time, I don't have resources. It's all stunting growth. It's all very limiting factors. And then the other side, we've got this growth mindset that is full of hope. It's full of I can do. I may not have the time, I may not have the resources, but I'm going to find a way. It's a place that allows growth and development and just a way of bettering your overall life. And it sounds great having this side and then this whole positive side. And obviously, you can see where I'm going to go with this, and this is where we need to be. And it sounds all great as I talk to you right now. But the difficult part is identifying how you're going to get from here to here. And that's sort of what I want to speak about today. So when we're here on this side in the sort of negative mindset, there's factors influencing the reason why you're there. Okay, you're there for a reason, and most of the time it's because of the thoughts and the current circumstances of our life and how we think about those thoughts and those processes, how we actually deal with those thoughts and those processes. And it's so easy to get into a state of panic and a state of fear-driven life because of the stresses in life, especially now in a time of lockdown where everything's changed, and we're forced to sort of adapt and to somehow overcome and get ourselves to the growth mindset. Now, in specific, I want to talk about fitness journey. So a lot of my clients are well on their way to achieving their goals. Their journey is going great, and they've adapted well. But some people have taken it a lot harder, and that is purely highlighting the fact of or the idea of the mindsets, the different mindsets that people adopt. And I want to talk about how we're going to get from here to here. And first things first, I want to clear it up. It's not an easy process. It's not something that happens overnight. It's not something that you can just think differently and the whole world changes. No, it doesn't. But it is a process, and it is a simple process. Now, an important part is that we need to analyze where we're at on this side. Okay, so um, work's extremely busy, home life is hectic. I'm not able to take care of myself at all. I'm not giving myself any time. Or I'm not giving myself the time that I deserve to make myself happy and myself healthier. Um, and so on and so on and so on. There's a thousand excuses you can be telling yourself. But the important part to note is that when you're in this mindset, 99% of the problems in your head are not going to come to fruition. They are simply thoughts in your head, and just it just stems from self-doubt or insecurities or just a lack of self-confidence, or a lack of confidence in the current situation that you're in, fear-driven, things like that. And that's not a problem because all of us have that. We all have that. We all struggle with that. And the best way to go about dealing with that is to identify what's going on. So we sort of need to analyze the situation, make sense of what's going on, understand the seriousness of the situation in reality. It could either make it more serious when you're doing this or less serious when you're doing this, but understand the situation. And then, as I like to say, we need to zoom out of the situation and see what's going on around this whole situation and identify once this is gone, what's everything going to look like around it? Am I panicking? Am I just fear driven? And am I overthinking this? Or can this influence my whole life? And based on that analysis, we can then change our direction and how we deal with this issue. So, most of the times when we're in this situation, we are we are so hyper focused on this issue that we forget about everything that's going on in our life. It's just about coping. It's just about managing. It's just about getting through this situation, and that is super important. But we can often lose hope in there because that's all we see. All we see is red. All we see is darkness. All we see is the negative, right? But when we zoom out, it often brings hope, and that is the start of our journey to the growth mindset, or the mindset where we are able to grow. So, step one, identify where you're at. Step two, zoom out and analyze the situation around and sort of bring a bit more clarity to the situation. And then step number three is to just do one thing every day whilst you're in that situation that is going to push you further away from that situation and into the place where we want to be or we need to be. That place we need to be is the goal that you set when you started on this journey. That place where you need to be is your ideal life. And it doesn't need to be a thing of, I'm here now and tomorrow I need to be there. It's a single step. It can be as small as 5 push-ups towards your exercise program. It can be one glass of water towards your healthy eating. Okay, it can be one message to someone that you're in conflict with. It can be something as small as that. Okay, it can be cutting out one negative aspect of your life. It can be cleaning up some of the mental rubbish that doesn't need to be there. Okay, it can be something so small, and the consequence of that is huge. I promise you that, because it creates a snowball effect, not without effort, but day by day by day by day, giving it that one thing is how we are going to develop new habits and how we are going to ultimately get ourselves into a completely different lifestyle. So, I want to share a quick story with you, and that is this. So, going into this lockdown, um, I was probably the strongest, the heaviest, and the biggest in size that I've ever been. Now, in my industry, that is a great thing. I was super confident in the gym because I was a big guy for my standard, for my height, and it was great. And then we went into lockdown, and everything just cut. I went into straight up survival mode. I did the bare minimum that I needed to survive because of the change, because it was so huge for me. And the first 4 weeks of lockdown, I did absolutely nothing. I lay on the couch and I was playing PlayStation, and I did the work that I needed to do for my clients, but that was it. I was not taking care of myself at all. Come weeks, come week five, myself and my wife, we sort of chatted, and we said we're going to start walking. Now, the idea of walking for a guy who only uses weights and barbells and doesn't worry about cardio or anything, was sort of daunting and not really something that I wanted to do. So we started off with just a K or 2Ks. And day after day, we just committed to doing this. And we started to find that it actually brought us a little bit of joy, and day after day, we kept doing it, we kept doing it. And that 2Ks built to 3Ks, to 4Ks, to 5Ks. And now that's sort of our daily routine. And just 4 weeks ago, I never thought I would be able to do it because I didn't want to. I didn't see how. I didn't see how I would, in that current thought process, would would enjoy that or even want to do that. But now it's something that I look forward to. And that's just a simple example of the transition from this side to this side, from a complacent mindset to a growth mindset. And that's just to share a little bit of encouragement with you guys. I hope that you've taken something out of this, because we all are going to be here and we all need to learn how to get from here to here or maintain or cope in those situations. So cool. I hope that helps.